Ladies and gentlemen, on X Series 18 in Newcastle, we have Elbrook versus Jenny Savage, the Stake Pro Tournament. But many people's attentions are fixed on this matchup between two Twitter legends. We
Yeah,
have Stokey and
Legend.
Lewis Bowden. Gentlemen,
yeah.
how are you? Let's start with Lewis. How are you, sir?
Woo! I'm loving that intro. You know it's a people's main event, man. Ben knows. Ben knows the crack. I'm feeling good, man. It's a good day.
I love it. I love it. Hey, people know ball, baby. People know ball. Stokey, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. And as Lewis said, this is the main event. This is the main event. I know there's a lot of boxing going on, and there'll be a lot of good technical fights. This is the main event, though. This is what the people are here to watch.
Let's get into why this matchup has inflated to such a big degree. Why boxing and why now? Stokey, you first.
I mean, I was asked to do it by Mams. I think Lewis, wanted the idea of it a few weeks ago, and I thought, I've got nothing else to do. Sort of, I'm doing my own thing, and I'd like to complete doing a boxing match by the age of 18. It's a pretty cool thing to do. Good for your fitness, good for your health, and I mean, I was there for it. Yeah.
I love it. The holistic reasons. Lewis, out of curiosity, why are you doing this?
Why not, man? My motto in life is say yes to everything, and that got me a long way, and somehow it's got me onto a Misfits fight. So who knows, man? This was something we spoke about at the start of the year. Me and Stokey were down for it. It's something that's going to be funny. People don't like him. People don't like me. Someone's going to get sparked out. So why not do it? There's no need for fake beef because this fight sells itself. People can't stand him and they can't stand me. And Stokey's even made it better because now Oasis fans are gunning for him as well. So,
Fuck off.
so the fight just got bigger off the back of that.
For those that don't know, Stokey, what did you do to the Oasis fan base in the last couple
I did
weeks?
nothing. I did absolutely nothing. I love the band, and they found a screenshot of me 4 years ago saying, "What is Oasis?" I was 14 years old. 14. There's not many 14-year-olds watching Oasis and that.
What's the drummer's name? What's the drummer's name?
It's
Oh!
it's the old one, isn't it? It's John something. I don't know. Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher. Fuck off. I'm not
doing this.
I've got a ticket. I've got a ticket, and that's all that matters.
I love it. Well, maybe the Oasis fans will give you some good grief after this one. Now, your guys' relationship, I feel you guys have known each other for a period of time now. Lewis, where did this relationship start?
To be fair, I've known of him because he's been stealing pitch side tweets for the last 2 years. But other than that, you bump into him at various events. We didn't really know each other. I guess it's just through the football Twitter space. It's quite a big bubble. And yeah, this one made sense, man. Stokey was game. I was talking about doing Misfits for a while. I thought it'd be something that's fun to do. And he popped up on the comments saying he'll have me. And then it just went from there. We're doing it.
I love how simple it is. Sometimes it's as easy as that. Stokey, what were your first impressions of Lewis and your guys' relationship?
No, I mean, on a personal level, I don't mind Lewis. You always see him on the Twitter timeline as you see me, for positive and for many negative reasons. Maybe not in our sort of fault, but it is what it is. And I just think, yeah, when it was offered to me, and it was offered to me as Lewis, I was like, as much as I want it, I know people will want it, and that's what we're giving them.
What was the reaction from close friends and family to this? Because telling them I'm about to go to war against somebody, without having a proper combat sports background, it might draw some mixed reactions. Lewis, what did your family and friends think?
My mum absolutely hates the idea. My dad doesn't really give a shit. I get the sense of. But why not? I was the guy at school who never got into any scraps. You never think I was a fighter, but that's more reason just to go push yourself out your comfort zone, challenge yourself. The past, think we've had 4 weeks. The past, it's been so intense. I'm working a full-time job amongst this, man. I'm training on the morning, going to work, going straight home. I'm barely seeing my girlfriend. So it's been intense, and I feel like they've respected that. We've got a big show out coming down. We've got a lot of the guys from the Feather Studios coming. We've got the backside pitch side boys coming down. We're making vlogs. It's going to be a big party in Newcastle, and everyone's invited on the night out afterwards. Ben, you're going to Tup Tup, son.
Let's go, baby. I'm coming. Stokey, your friends and family, what was the reaction from those that are near and dear to you?
I mean, it was a bit of a funny one. I'm 18 now. I've been 18 for 3 months, and in that time, I've been an adult and making my own decisions. I've already agreed to a boxing fight, but it's just it's the way it is, and I'm happy I did it, and I'm happy that it's taken place. It's been really good for me, and as Lewis said, it will be a fucking sick night out for me, for my friends, and everyone that's coming down to watch it, especially online as well. I mean, you'll see the online reception, and then that'll be good enough.
And it certainly justifies this matchup being put together. Like you mentioned, the fans that will be tuning in, it's going to blow this one out of the water. And I want to dig into that a little bit deeper. Football Twitter. Is it a cesspool? Is it a fun place? What are your guys' thoughts on the ecosystem that you exist in? We'll start with Lewis.
I don't know, man. I think it's easy. It's just like, do you know when you have Play-Doh? You're just making little thing. It's so easy to wind some people up. I've been like that since I was young. You know, I say some stuff I believe, but sometimes if you just fancy a bit of entertainment, just prod football Twitter, and then people with like bloody fucking Ronaldo in their profile picture, they'll start biting. It's some easy entertainment, man.
Just baiting them. I like it. I like it. Stokey, what do you think about football Twitter?
I mean, I like it. It's where I started, and it's good. It's got to a point now though where just my normal actions and my normal decisions somehow managed to get turned into like the World War III. How me going to Oasis is now that is the worst thing on the planet. But I don't know. It's
It is.
It's not. It's not though, is it? It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. At the end of the day, it's
how about
not.
this? How about this, Stokey? How about this? Right? If I win, you will give away your Oasis tickets. And then if you win, I can give away something.
Yeah. Okay.
To a proper Oasis fan on the night.
What will you do to me? Like, if I knock you out, what do I get?
I'll give you a signed shirt of me.
Oh, no.
I feel like that's not a good enough wager. You got to bring some big on the table.
And I'll happily wager that Oasis ticket. You can have it. You can have mine if you
leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. What can I give Stokey? And I'll give those Oasis fans on the night a free pair of tickets. Bring them on the night.
Yeah. All right. Sound.
I like this. We're baking a wager. We're baking a friendly wager that includes Oasis tickets. I think that's fantastic. But like you mentioned, Lewis, this has been a month of balancing and sacrificing. Talk to me about your preparation and how this fight camp is going.
It's been pretty brutal, man. Because there's do you know what you don't realize from the outside looking in? Number one, like how obviously you know it's hard, but then you do it and you're like, okay, this is fucking hard. Like, and it's also just balancing like life and all the last minute obligations around the fight and the logistics and the stress and everything with it. But it's been really good. We're a week out as we're recording this, so like all the hard work's been done. So you sort of look back on it. I feel really proud. I know no matter what happens, I'm very confident in a win, extremely confident. But I know I couldn't have done more. Given the cards I was holding, I could not have done more. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want to be on the night sitting in the stool after like the second round and thinking, oh, I should have done those sprints. And that sort of mindset is what pushed me throughout the past month.
I love it. Turning every single stone over. Stokey, your preparation. Talk to me about this fight camp.
I mean, firstly, I commend everyone that steps in the ring. Like I've done it now for a small amount of time, but I know from that small amount of time that anyone that steps in the ring, then fair play to them, because it genuinely isn't easy. It's the most intense sport I've ever taken part in easily. And I mean, yeah, my training's been good. I obviously we got told on sort of a late notice, but as Lewis said, we've done as much as we possibly can, and the fight will talk for itself on the night.
I want to ask about the greater X Series realm because, have you guys been fans of Misfits and DAZN before this? Were you watching the events, Lewis? We'll start with you.
Do you know what? I was around when the first ever fights were going down, KSI, Joe Weller. Like, I was just like a fan at home, working normal jobs at that point, not at all in the space. And so I've always followed Misfits and thought this is pretty cool. And it initially like actually sparked my interest in boxing years ago. And I went on to watch traditional boxing, like Froch Groves was happening at the time. So it's kind of a funny full circle moment where I went from like working in Sainsbury's Calf and working a few part-time jobs to now I'm actually somehow fighting on a card in Newcastle. I'm telling you, anyone watching this, just say yes to everything and you end up in random situations like this, man.
Got to be an opportunist. Stokey, were you a big fan of X Series before this opportunity came up?
I mean, yeah, I couldn't name the amount of events I've been to, but I've been to so many, and like it started as me going as a completely normal person in the crowd and watching them there, and then it was me like sort of emailing everyone to try and get a media pass and do that, and I've been there from the start trying to watch every single fight. And to know at this point that a few months later on, or maybe about a year later on, you're fighting on the stage. That those that you watched like a year ago, it is baffling. It is mad to me, and it's such a sick thing to do. And yeah, I have been a fan of Misfits for a long time. And yeah, for it all come around full circle is so cool.
I love it. Amazing stories for both. Now, I want to ask about the mentality because are there nerves? Do you feel pressure? What is the weight on both of your shoulders? We'll start with Lewis.
Well, I'm not going to die. You know, realistically, I'm gonna be. I'm like, obviously you're going in there and there's like pressure and everyone watching. Oh, people, what's the worst case scenario? Someone's gonna laugh at me on Twitter. I don't care. They're all like, they've got fake profile pictures. I don't care. For me, it's me versus myself sort of idea, because I've not seen any of Stokey's boxing footage or anything. So when I picture Stokey, it has just been in my mind. I've made up a fake character in my head. This guy who's been boxing for years and stopped for a few years and picked it back up. You know, just to try and motivate yourself. So you know, there's pressure. You're going to be nervous on the night, but I'm more just excited to go out there, have some fun, man. Because I feel like there's so many good fighters on this card, and they're going to put on some good technical fights. But I feel like we're throwing it to real old school influencer boxing here, where it's going to be a bit mental and bring a bit of fun into the card.
It'll be a brawl, a maybe unsophisticated brawl for as long as it lasts. Stokey, what type of nerves or pressure do you feel?
I mean, to be fair, it's not really nerves. It's just when I come out of that ring and the result is whatever. As long as I know that I've given every single thing I could possibly give in that ring at that time for the 8 minutes that the fight is, if it lasts that long, as long as I've given every single thing that I could possibly give, then I'm happy. Because as I said, it takes balls to step in the ring, and I'm happy we're both doing it. And to be honest, the whole not nerves thing, but the whole sort of stress thing has came from the build up. If you told me we could fight tomorrow, I'd get in the ring and do it. It's sort of the build up and sorting all the admin stuff, because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. I don't have a manager or anything. I do it all myself, so it's kind of like maybe I'm sure Lewis does as well. But it's a lot of admin. You don't think that it's a lot when you sort of watch it on TV, but there's so much things you have to go through. And you know, to get to this stage where it's about a week away now, I'm happy that it's been sorted.
Coordinating the medicals, coordinating the fight kit, thinking about the walkout. It all fucking sucks. Yeah, I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
They put you in this. Have you had an MRI before? I had that done.
Yeah.
They sat me down in this thing for 30 minutes. I was getting all fidgety. They put blasted these headphones on, playing Sam Smith on repeat.
I had Sam Smith.
God, man.
I love it. Well, the last question I got for you is expectations on the night. So mental side apart, I want to get into the physical element of it. What do you expect from yourself? Lewis, we'll start with you.
Oh, I want to look good. I don't want to, as much as this is going to turn into a brawl, and as much as, you know, you look at people who do their first fights and, you know, it's a massive occasion. I want to show signs that I've been working hard. It would really frustrate me to get in there and for you to see none of the hard work, because I've had a good little transformation over this month. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling muscular. I want to put on a good boxing display where you can see, okay, there's a bit of IQ in there. This guy's potential for future fights as well.
I love it. Stokey, what are you expecting from yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I go in there, and I believe I will, and just drop a good performance. As long as I go out there and drop a decent performance, because I don't want this to be a one fight thing. I wanna keep going. You know, I enjoy this, and I've done it for a short amount of time, but it's been so good for me and for every other reason. You know, my health and my body, and I'd love to keep doing it. I just need to believe in myself and go out there and do a good performance, and then, you know, work your way up, and you know, you see everyone on their first fight, and then later on they get bigger and bigger and bigger fights, and it just goes from there.
I love it. Both wanted to put on good performances for future X Series outings, which is what we love to see. Lastly, final message to your opponent. Lewis, what are your last words for now to Stokey?
Oh, I don't know, man. Just come prepared. I hope trainings went well. You know, as I say, there's no need for fake beef here, because I think this fight is literally selling itself. If I don't like someone, you're gonna know about it. I don't mind, George. The winner will get the other one a pint. Just hope he's trained well. Come ready. Let's give them a fucking show. A lot of people might be thinking this is a joke fight. We're going to show them otherwise.
A pint and some Oasis tickets potentially will be distributed afterwards. Stokey, your last words to Lewis Bowden.
No, yeah, 100%. I agree with Lewis, and I'm happy. I'm so happy that he's taking it seriously as well, because you see sort of influencers that come into this space and don't take it seriously. I'm not saying we've already fought before and like, our fight hasn't happened yet, but there are a lot of influencers that come into this and don't train and don't do this sort of stuff. But I'm happy we both have, and I'm sure, although we're not professionals and haven't done this for a long time, we will give a good performance and something for the crowd to cheer about, something for the online fans to laugh about. But yeah, I'll buy you a pint after, mate. Don't worry.
Will you? Yeah. I'm excited for the memes after the fight, man. One of us is getting
Yeah,
gifts.
that'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be good.
There will be something for everybody in this one in Newcastle on September 14th. George, Stokey, and Lewis Bowden go to war for the very first time. You can't miss it on DAZN. Gentlemen, I'll see you in Newcastle.